Good evening, everyone. Lisa, whoever is in our chat who's hearing me, just let me know that you can see me, hear me. Everything is running okay on this side. You can see my PowerPoint on the desktop. Are we good?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome and happy spring. Happy Easter. Oh my God, there is so much going on. Happy Passover. Happy Esotar. It's just wow. We have uh, we have a phenomenal amount of things going on in our world right now. Everything is shifting and changing. It's a little bit crazy. Um, I find myself having so much difficulty keeping up, which is so odd. Normally, my sense of time is absolutely amazing. I don't have to look at the calendar to know what day it is. I just automatically know these things. And for about the last month, I've been running 2 weeks ahead. I've been scheduling things for days that happen in a different month. It's been really crazy. I don't know if everybody else is having the same issues with folding time, things that I think are too far away or right on top of me already. I don't have enough time for them. Other things I think I've got no time at all, and I find out I've got so much time to do them. It's been a little bit crazy. And I've been saying thanks to Lisa over and over again because she keeps correcting my sense of really crazy time. I think I'm driving her a little bit nuts. At any rate, I think we're almost through this. It's almost like um, time has been dragging. We've been waiting for so much to happen in our world, and all of a sudden things are being compressed and speeding up. That's the feeling that I'm getting, only I may be a little bit ahead. I tend to do that because I'm a future-oriented psychic. So I may be like 2 weeks out, and we may be getting ready for, based on this card I pulled for our class this evening, it may be that we're getting ready for this explosion of activity that is happening everywhere on all fronts all at once. So get ready, folks. I think it's on the horizon. I think it's going to be kind of an interesting time. So then, let me just take a moment to go over what's here on my PowerPoint so you can make some sense out of it. I'm going to start over here on the right like I usually do. And first of all, that's my website. And I know you are all familiar with that. But if you're not, go over there and check it out, please. Make sure you download the app. And just a reminder, you can attend this webinar. In fact, all of my webinars on the app. It actually works. The group meetings that are on there, the what do you call them, like the communities, those don't work as well on the app as they do on the website, but everything else works beautifully on the app. So definitely download it. It makes you mobile. Whenever you want, you can attend these, and it works just beautifully on your phone or whatever else you're on. My What's Coming in 2026 recording that I did last just before Christmas last year, it sells for $50 on my website, and you can have it for $25 if you also purchase the Tarot Readers Workshop live online. That workshop's March 28th, 1 to 4 p.m. That's a Saturday afternoon. It would give you something absolutely marvelous and wonderful and fun to attend. And if you are either a student of tarot or you maybe play around with it, even maybe you're a pro, you are going to get so much value out of that workshop. It's going to just knock your socks off. I'm going to be having you, those people who attend, actually posting sample readings that you have done on yourself or other people. I'm going to have you post them into the community, and we're actually going to be working with your readings live for me to show people how I do my readings. And folks, I've been doing tarot readings for over 40 years. I'm really, really good at them. Okay. And I'm also good at teaching them. So if this is something you want to learn, maybe even dabbling and want to learn more about it, definitely be on that call. You're going to have an absolutely amazing experience. I'll tell you a little more about that later on. But no matter what other specials you qualify for, maybe you already got some money off on the Tarot Workshop, you still will be able to get the What's Coming in 26 recording for $25. Okay, so you're still going to get that discount just by attending that workshop, no matter, even if you got a discount for being on this call, or a discount for being a VIP, or I had offered a few other discounts too. If you got one of those discounts, you still get that plus the $25 off. So this is a really nice deal. Another note, my Kabbalah Pathworking Transformation cards. Those are the cards I've been showing you for months on here. It's like that one that's right here. These are the ones I developed myself to go with my Kabbalah class, and also my free paths that you can listen to right on my website. They're for sale on my website. So that's just a reminder that they're there if you want to get them. Now, don't forget we have that open community or forum. Please, if you've signed up for my website, as soon as you sign up to get the newsletter, you automatically get invited into that forum. A lot of you aren't aware of that because you really, at least it alerted me last time we met, you can register and come to this seminar without having to sign up for my newsletter. But if you don't sign up for my newsletter, you're not going to be able to get your open forum, or community we call it, in your library. And you're going to want that if you want to communicate with other people on this call. So go ahead and sign up. It's easy. Okay. VIPs, don't forget your birthday reading. You guys get a nice discount on a reading with me if you purchase it during your birthday month. So please don't forget that. I always feel guilty if your birthday comes and goes and I don't give that to you. VIPs, also your next coaching call is May 7th. So it's coming up another little over a month from now. It's coming up. Now our next psychic hour, everybody here, please make a note of it. It's going to be April 26th, 2/26. April, I love all those sixes. Six is a number of success. And so I love to see all those sixes when I type out a date like that. And this one has 4s in it and 8s in it. This is all about having a good foundation, being successful, having a happy family life, having financial security. So that's, we're going to have a good psychic hour next month. Now, here on this left side under monthly specials, I'm going to go over what you still have available to you in March, because we've got a whole another week and a half of March. We're not nearly done with it. First of all, my YAG readings have all sold out. I'm not doing them any longer, but what replaces the YAG is the what's coming in the next 6 months reading. And you can register for that right on the website. It's right at the top of my readings page. Same price as the YAG, only, and that I think says 3 months on it. But when you call Lisa to schedule, or when she calls you, contacts you to schedule the reading, just tell her you want the next 6 month reading. So it actually doubles that time period, which will take you almost through to the end of the year, which is what you need. So that's going to be great. You also have the option for what I call your Finding Your Right Path Through Change reading. It's reading and coaching. And you get, if you take that, you also are going to get a special MP3 as a gift. What I will be doing is following your reading, depending on what we talk about and what's coming up in your life. I'm going to select one of the MP3 classes that I have, and I'm going to deliver that to you via the internet. And it'll be kind of an extension of your reading. It'll help you with whatever we talk about. So it kind of expands that reading coaching session for you. That's my free gift to you. And it'll be specific for you. Third here, the Tarot Self-Study MP4 classes. This is on the front of my website. I have a beginner level class and an advanced class. And I'm offering that you get $50 off of the upcoming tarot workshop. That's the one that I'm giving on the 28th. So if you purchase that, it's got to be purchased very soon, okay, to be able to do that, but you would get $50 off. And I'm going to show you more about that in this next reading, or the next in number 4. The Tarot Readers Workshop is on March 28th. It goes from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So schedule that, but schedule a little extra time, because those of you who know me know that, I tend to get really deep into what we're talking about, and I will probably be over delivering. So plan on a late dinner that night, okay, if you're in Eastern time. Of course, it's open to anybody, anywhere, because it's online. Now, that is $100. If you have studied tarot with me before, though, or if you're here on the psychic hour, or if you're a VIP, you get an extra 20% off. So for you, it would be $80. So coupling that with the recording, if you wanted to get the what's coming recording in addition, you get $25 off of the recording. Now this has to be arranged through Lisa. You're not going to find it on the website, okay? But you can see where you can get some really good savings there and get the things you've been wanting. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now let's move into April. I'm doing a very different reading special in April. It's your financial future. It's again a reading coaching special. It's $350. I'm giving you a special bonus though if you purchase it between the end of March and I have April 15th here, but it's April 15th, just before the tarot webinar or the tarot workshop. You're going to get 50% off of the workshop. So if you decide you want to get this reading, this is where you're going to get your greatest amount off the workshop. Okay, so you can actually get that workshop to $50, 50% off, if you buy it before April 16th, and if you get that reading, purchase that particular reading, your financial future. Okay, now I also have a special webinar. We're going to be talking about that next month, because the lunar and solar eclipses, we're in the middle of them right now. The lunar eclipse happened on March 14th. The solar eclipse is happening on the 29th. And you're going to keep your eclipse diary all the way through April 15th. And you started it back at the beginning of March. So it's a 6-week period to keep that eclipse journal. All those things that transpire under the eclipse are kind of coming attractions into your next 6 months, folks. So we're going to have a special webinar and discuss how to use that information to give yourself your own little psychic reading. What does it mean? What do the eclipses mean? How do they really, what's going on with an eclipse physically? What happens to you with the energy around you during that eclipse? And how does that send up repercussions that it's going to extend the kinds of things that happen under that, I think of as the eclipse cycle. And you're going to be seeing those things appear in your life over the next 6 months, and you're going to make major changes in your life probably because of many of them. Now that's typical of any eclipse, but this particular eclipse is a wow, because it's involved with so many very important transits that are happening at the same time. So I'm going to look at these two eclipses as probably being two of the most important transits we will get all year during 2026. It's very, very important. Now, if you buy my beginner or advanced tarot program, again, between April 1st and 20th, and you will get your choice of the March eclipse webinar if you buy it early. If you buy it after the webinar, you're going to get a recording. So you get the webinar, or you can get a $50 rebate on the advanced tarot course. Now, the reason I say a rebate is you would go onto the website and register for it, and then you'd email Lisa and say, I took the class, I want my $50 rebate back, and she will give it back to you. Okay, so it's another way of saving that extra money on that. And if you're a little bit confused on this, email Lisa and she will straighten you out. Okay, because she has a really good way of framing things where you find them very understandable. So if I'm a little bit confusing, she won't be. Now, register now for the Tarot Readers Workshop. Do that now. That workshop's coming up soon. Okay, that's the end of the week. We only have until next Saturday. So make sure you register for that soon. Okay, I'm done with boring you with all of my newsletter and what's coming up and all the things that I've got going on here. And I would like to jump into your readings and find out what's going on with you folks. This chart is really active, so I think there's going to be a whole lot of things that you people tonight are going to be bringing to the table that are really interesting. Lisa, who's our first caller tonight?
Did I miss it, or did you already tell them how to?
Oh, did. Well, I just go sort of assume everybody knows. Okay. No, you missed it. Folks, when Lisa calls on you, please open your mic, and I'm going to want to know your first name only, where you're from, because that's always fun to know, what you're most grateful for in your life right now, your sun sign, and then we're going to stop because working with your sun sign, I can tell you a lot of information from this chart that's actually going to help you and everybody else on the call. And then last thing we're going to do is to get your specific answer if I haven't already answered it. Sometimes I answer it along the way. Okay. And folks, if I don't call on you, or if Lisa doesn't this evening, don't worry about it. Because if you stay until the end, you're going to have the option of emailing me either to my own email address, which is connected to this site, you'll see it, or to lisasa.inc@aol.com, and she'll forward it to me. And I will answer your one simple question that still has to have all that information. Your first name, where you're from, what you're grateful for, what your sun sign is. If you don't know your sun sign, your birthday will do, and your simple question. And when I say a simple question, I mean a question that, if you ask a question like, what's my life going to be like? That is too broad for my guides to answer in a simple email. Okay, so if you really want your question answered, narrow it down to being really about what you really want to know. Okay, we ready, Lisa?
That was perfect. We're ready if they're ready. Alrighty, the first victim tonight is going to be Angela. Angela, can you unmute?
Angela.
Well, hi. So my sun sign is Aquarius. I'm from Valrica, Florida, near Tampa. And I'm just grateful for my sons and probably for the first time in my life feeling some peace.
Excellent. I'm happy to hear that. You know, when this is an interesting conundrum of what's going on in the world right now, and I'm feeling it too. We've got all kinds of crazy things going on with our monetary system, with businesses, openings and closings, with a war over in the Middle East, with people not knowing what's coming next with their jobs, their bank accounts. And yet, what you just said, I'm so grateful for this sense of peace. Don't you feel it, folks? You're so right. Okay? There definitely is, in the middle of this total chaos that the world is experiencing, there is this sense of we're on the right track. There's a sense of peace around us. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. I appreciate that. And
You're welcome.
let me just let you know what's coming up for all of the fixed sign people before you ask your specific question. Folks, if you're an Aquarian, a Taurus, a Scorpio, or a Leo, you're a fixed sign. Now, everybody listen, because since there are only 10 planets that we talk about, 12 houses, everybody has something in one of those signs. Okay, so it's always important to listen. It might be your moon, your ascendant, your Mars, but something will be there. So listen, because this is going to give you insight into you as well. But specifically, if you're an Aquarian, a Leo, a Scorpio, a Taurus, this is really going to hit home. Okay, first off, if we track where the planets are, we've got, here she is, she's an Aquarian, so you fall into the 4th house and a little bit, they're only 30 degrees in a sign, so a little bit into the 5th house, but mostly this is where you're at, this 4th house. So right now, if you're an Aquarian, you're having a good time kind of staying home. You're probably undergoing a pretty major internal transformation where you're maybe reassessing those things that are super important to you, and in making a lot of little shifts that will actually amount to a major shift as they pile up, as those shifts continue. There is a square aspect. That's a hard aspect, a 90-degree aspect. It's wide, but Pluto will be slowly closing the gap here. And we have Uranus and Moon in Taurus, another fixed sign, in the 8th house. Interesting, because the 8th house is a Scorpio house, and Scorpio naturally opposes Taurus. So there's a little bit of a conflict here having to do with money and finances, and everybody's sensing what the heck is going on with this. We're going through some kind of a change. What do I do? Where is it going? What's happening? This is why I put my special in, my reading special for April, about what's going on with your financial future, because everybody feels this. but everybody's also in a very different position. So how you would handle your finances would be very different. But you are definitely feeling that, okay, I'm feeling at peace, things are good. My home is extremely important to me, but I know that there's a transformation that's happening, that's coming. It has something to do with this crazy financial stuff that's going on in the world. Every time I think that the sky is falling, it doesn't. Okay, things, I think they're getting worse and then they get better. What's going on here? It's kind of like a step forward, a step back. We've been doing this little two-step back and forth now, probably for about a year, maybe a little more than that. And this kind of has everybody a little bit on edge, and yet at the same time, there's also that feeling like it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. We're going to be fine. Now, that square aspect's real important. If you're a Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Taurus, or a Leo, you're feeling what I was just talking about in a very, very strong, dominant way. And you're probably thinking, I know I have to do something about my work, my finances relative to a partnership or to my relationship, maybe relative to one of my kids. I've got to make some changes here. So you're looking at all this stuff and you're knowing that this has to be done, but you're also feeling like it doesn't have to be done right now. I've got to wait for the right time to do that. So we're having this feeling, like I was talking about at the beginning of this session, where time is really weird right now. Like we're running towards something, but we feel like we're running in place at the same time, like we're not really running at all. Now, looking at the part of you that falls into this fifth house, which is very involved with your children, kind of cool. Or if you don't have children, the thing that is the child of your heart or the person that's the child of your heart. And this is very active and it's still involved with the Pisces energy, okay? And so all of the fixed signs are going to find themselves still a little bit involved with that watery energy that comes from Pisces and Cancer and Scorpio, okay? And that watery energy is bringing up sticky stuff. So you're in this process of knowing you need to clear your head, clear your mind, clear your space, be able to move forward, and yet you've got a lot of clingy stuff that's mostly from the past and also is emotional based that needs to be understood and released. Okay? How am I doing?
Good.
And what's your specific question?
Well, one of it was employment. I've been trying to find a full-time job, but it seems like everything that keeps coming up is more freelance or gig based. And I am working on my master's for my psychology degree. So I'm beginning to think that, maybe I just need to continue on the path that I'm on and just sticking with the freelancing jobs. I don't know.
Well, you want to know something? It might not be a bad idea. I'm going to just share this, and I don't want anybody to take it wrong, especially not you, okay? But I've had a lot of experience with people who are psychologists in my lifetime. I'm married to one, okay? My ex-husband was one. So I've been real close to psychologist type people for a long time. And one of the things I've recently discovered is that, and this is where I don't want to be too offensive, but oh my goodness, have you tried working with AI? Okay.
Well, I actually just picked up a freelance job training AI.
Yes, and honest to God, it's absolutely amazing because what I discovered, and now this, I'm a very hard person to try to do any psychoanalysis with. Now, mind you, I'm human, just like all of you are. I have a life. I have all the same emotional issues and crises that you do. The problem is that I know more about what's going on most of the time than the psychologist I'm with does. So I tried working with a psychologist maybe once or twice in my life with very unsatisfactory results. Not bad people, they just weren't able to make the right, they're talking about this and I know that this is really what's going on. They were like really way off. Okay. So I said, okay, well, maybe it's just not for me. Then this past year, I picked up ChatGPT, trained it. You do have to train these things, trained it by feeding my life into it, and then said, okay, I'm dealing with this issue. What's up? The bam, right on. Oh my God, it was so specific. It was almost scary. And so I worked with it more and more and more. And I discovered that once the AI is really well trained on the individual, it has to be trained on the person that's working with it. It man, the insight and the understanding is far beyond anything I could possibly have imagined. I don't know what AI is going to be doing to the psychology community. I really don't know. But I do know that if I was in the field of psychology right now, I would be working very hard to embrace AI and make it part of my practice in a major way. In working with my clients, I want to embrace it because I think if psychology doesn't embrace AI, then psychology is going to end up disappearing because AI does such a phenomenal job. Half the time, you don't need the psychologist anymore. So
Yes.
psychology, you see what I'm saying? Psychology will have to morph and shift to be able to fit into this new way of doing things. Now, what you have told me, typical Aquarian, you're right on the leading edge of this. Are you getting the message, my friend?
Yes, I'm listening to it.
Okay. Now, you may have to rethink some of those psychology classes. You might have to rethink them. I am not saying don't be a psychologist. What I am saying is be a new kind of psychologist. And I can almost guarantee you that your thinking, at least initially, is not going to be welcomed because psychology doesn't want to change. It wants to do what it always has. And we know that's not going to work with AI doing the job it's doing.
No, I want to bring in more energy healing, biofeedback.
Yeah,
I don't like the route that it's on right now. It's not for me.
yeah.
And I don't see
Well,
myself practicing it that way.
yeah, and the thing is that you're going to be able probably, and I would stay flexible for a while, very flexible. We have some interesting transits that are going on that are going to keep affecting you. Pluto is at 5 degrees of Aquarius right now. It's going to be in Aquarius, going through those fixed signs, folks, for almost 20 years. Okay, 19 more years. During that time, this whole axis is your home and family versus your career. It hits both. Okay. So you're going to change where you're practicing, what you're practicing, who you're practicing with. It may end up being that everything you do is from home. You might have your office in your home. You might be flexible, is what I'm trying to say. And folks, you can have a little bit of a laugh because the least flexible sign in the whole zodiac is Aquarius. You guys think you're flexible, but mentally, you tend to be very rigid. Okay. Which is why Aquarius actually rules astrology and psychology, those two fields. Why? Because those two fields do also tend to be somewhat rigid in their thinking. Okay. And you're going to need to be real flexible because you're embracing wisely, I should tell you. It's a good embracing. You're embracing an area where you're going to become the pioneer. And when you're pioneering something, every time you make another turn, new doors are going to open up. And you're going to have to make your decisions and choices as to which direction you want to go with that. So, for example, right now you might be working with one particular person and helping them to develop their AI as a psychology help for them. Right around the corner is taking that same thing you've just learned and using it to work with a corporation. And right around the corner from that is branching out into the medical field and bringing in other things into what you're doing. So the more flexible you can be, and I'm not saying you should do it all at once, be linear about it, investigate it, use what works. But I think you're on a path that's going to be very successful, very innovative. It's a little scary because your mom and your dad and all the people who are close to you are saying, how can you think about doing such a thing? There's absolutely no security in this. Okay. And you picked signs, again, Taurus and Aquarius and Scorpio and Leo. You really are definitely concerned with, security in the way that you don't want to ever give up anything you've got. Okay. You don't mind going and grabbing something else and adding it to the pile, but you're not going to give anything up. Okay. And
Like 6 little
whatever,
gigs.
right. And that's what I think your family's concerned with, that you're going to have to give something up. And the fact of the matter is that the entire field of psychology is going to have to give something up. It's going to have to stop doing certain things and embrace whole new concepts and ways of handling things in order to be in order to maintain the level of success that it's had. Meanwhile, I think, if it honestly, my vision is that if these two things come together, you're going to see psychology, like you said, bringing in all these other modalities. All of a sudden, it's going to be what we really needed all along.
Hmm.
Yeah, to heal people. Psychology has become, like so much of the rest of the medical system it's become a way of keeping people, clients for 40 years, where,
Yeah, keep them suppressed.
right. And frankly, what is the medical system supposed to do? It's supposed to heal people. Well, the fact is that if it's actually achieving the level of success that it should be, it doesn't have to maintain the same client for 40 years. It will have a lineup of clients that will keep it busy forever. Okay.
Yeah.
So it can afford to keep healing them. Anyway, I see this as really a very positive move for you. My guides are showing you moving away from the traditional psychology. I'm holding up the card. It's a 5 of Swords inverted. And I think that you've been fighting the battle. You've been forcing yourself to fulfill what needs to be fulfilled. And you're somebody who can do that. You can regurgitate out all the stuff they need to pass that test. You can do it. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Sometimes having credentials can open doors. But I see you moving away from the original dream that you had and moving towards something else. I also see you, it's interesting, I have the feeling that you're really attached to the home that you're attached to. And yet this card, which is a 4 of Wands inverted, talks about a shift in the home, a shift in the relationship. And so something's going on where there's a great likelihood that either you're going to be moving into a different home, or so it's not just the job you're thinking about, it's also perhaps relocating somewhere or moving into a different style home, which would give you more flexibility. And of course, that would change your relationship as well. I see this card, which is great, 10 of Pentacles, and it gives you a tremendous amount of support from family. So that's going to be really a big, big thing for you. It's going to be great. Whatever you do, whatever you choose, they will support you. And here I'm talking about mom, dad, the greater family around you. Husband, if you're married, you'll have support.
So right now, then the immediate future is maybe don't worry so much about the traditional 9 to 5 job, and maybe just keep up all my freelancing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're moving. I think the freelancing is actually carrying you in the direction that you are supposed to be going. And it's interesting the way it's working out, because if you got hired by a regular company for a regular psychology job, you wouldn't be doing this other stuff. You wouldn't be learning. You'd have to be in their little straitjacket of how you have to cross the T's and dot the I's. Like, I know a lot about this because I have had a lot of psychologists in my life. And, psychology, everybody thinks, oh, wow, you're a psychologist. And that is a wonderful thing to be if you can help people. The thing is that you've got to do it from somebody's straitjacket where you're really restricted in what you can do.
Yeah.
And they load,
I
they load the
can't do it.
so you can't breathe enough to help somebody. Yeah.
No.
And see, AI is going to take care of all that. AI is going to do all of that. They won't be able to control people that way anymore. So what'll happen is psychology is going to go back to being a field that actually helps people. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, that's where it needs to go. Now, that move you're talking about, is that something that is upcoming or, I mean, near future or?
I see it as under consideration, and I don't know if you're going to do it or not. I see somebody in your family who is saying you need to do this, you need to go here. This would be getting you would do much better here. And I see, I don't know if it's your own inner resistance or somebody close to you here that's causing that resistance. So I don't know what you're going to do, but I see it as on the table, and it is on the table right now, not just in the future. And it's this kind of thing: push pull, push pull. And I think, honestly, the best thing you can do is to think about exactly what you want to be doing as far as your work is concerned. And that will help you make the decision as to where you want to be.
Okay.
Okay? Don't put the cart before the horse. And I need to
Yeah.
move on to the next person, but it has been a pleasure to speak with you. Okay? Let me know how you do. It's going to change the field of astrology, everyone. I love it. Lisa, who's our next person?
All right, our second person tonight is going to be Nina. Nina, can you unmute?
Yay! Hi, guys.
Hey there, Nina. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Nina. I'm coming from Philly, and I'm really grateful that my ligaments didn't split. That's what I'm in gratitude for today. My MRI was clean, and I'm a Gemini. Well, that's my sun
Oh,
sign.
did I tell you how much I love Geminis?
Oh, yay!
I'm a Gemini. Wouldn't you know that?
That's so
Okay.
cool.
Nina, before we jump in, I just want to let our last caller know I always pick a Kabbalah Pathworking card, and the card I picked for you is Path 32.
Mm,
And you can go on my website and read that. It's very pertinent to psychology. And Path 32 is the very beginning. And it's not just to read. If you go on my website and you click the free tabs, you've got to register so that it has your email first. And you're going to be able to go in and actually listen to a guided visualization that takes you through that path. And I think you're going to find a lot of your answers there. Okay. And that leads me to Nina. The card I picked for you is Path 29. Okay.
ooh,
And so, like I said, to the other caller, you can go on the website and find your way to the free tab and the Kabbalah Pathworking. They're free and they're all guided visualizations. Find Path 29, listen to it, and it's going to give you answers to the questions you have this evening.
perfect.
Okay. I love those paths. They really are just pretty amazing. And it's not little. It's not like a 1 point, this is your answer. It's a really big, overwhelming, life-changing experience. And you say, oh wow, that's what this is all about. So you're gonna love it. Okay. Nina, what's your sun sign? You said Gemini.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you most grateful for?
I'm most grateful that when I went to get my MRI, it was clean. Everything was okay. I'm feeling
Yeah.
a lot of gratitude around that right now.
Excellent, excellent. And for everyone who's on the call tonight, the sixth house is the house that talks about health and healing. And it just so happens that the sun, see it, that circle with the dot is the sun, is lighting up that house. And it's right centered between both Saturn and Neptune. So it's illuminating those things which were shrouded in mystery, that's Neptune, and it's giving also illumination to what is grounded and secure and certain going forward. So boy, oh boy, right now,
Mm,
and this I think is also part of the reason why our last gal had the sense of peace, because you're feeling like you're on the right track. We're feeling like things are sorting themselves out. All we have to do is take care of ourselves, stay healthy, get our lives together. Life is going to be good. And here it is, sun situated right between Saturn and Neptune. This is a great, set of planets, by the way, to meditate with. Okay, so let's look at what's going on for you as a Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign, and the mutable signs are Gemini and Sagittarius and Pisces and Virgo. In this chart, we have Pisces and Virgo in opposition to each other. I'm moving my cursor back and forth between the fifth house and the 11th here. And so The mutable signs are acting kind of like a tug of war, like two dogs fighting over a bone, okay? And you being a Gemini, your sun falls into this ninth house here. It's squaring both of these. Now, if you were a Sagittarius, you'd be having the same experience in reverse, okay? If you were a Virgo or a Pisces, you just got the tug of war. But if you're that Gemini or Sagittarian, you actually have a T-square going on. Now, since you're a Gemini, that T-square is forcing the energy out into your third house. I think it's interesting. You just got notice about your MRI and you're clear. Okay. Why is that so important? This is communication. But this is also going to be talking about your meditations. It's going to be talking about if you're doing any communication in your job and your work, it's going to be talking about things like learning to work with the AI we were talking about just before. There's a lot of focus on communication and also on social interactions with your siblings, with close friends. There's a lot going on. Your life is definitely not boring in the moment, okay? Now, if you're a Sagittarian, folks, it's going to work just the opposite. That T-square then is going to force the energy out into the ninth house, and you might be thinking about traveling, going back to school to learn something, making a move of your home or your residence, learning something really way out and new that's taking you with a whole new career. So you see, depending on which sign you are, it's going to come out a little bit differently, but it's still a tremendous amount of force and focus that's on you. So the mutable signs are experiencing a lot of tension right now. Not quite the sense of peace that we had before, a little bit more of a tension, like I feel like I'm being torn in different directions and I need to do something about it. Now, what's your specific question?
I don't know if you can answer this. I was wondering if there's anything else your guides feel like I need to be doing to have the most perfect recovery from my thumb possible. I'm getting all my nutrition, I'm resting it, I'm doing everything the doctor's saying, but I didn't know if there was anything in the spiritual sense that I could do to just give it a little extra love.
Well, thank you for asking me that question. That makes me feel very good that you would ask me that. Um, you're going to laugh at this.
I promise you I won't.
You need to accept help,
Okay.
particularly from that certain someone. Okay.
Okay.
And I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay. It's really interesting that a lot of times we're doing everything right, but the one thing we can't do is receive help, i.e., energy, from somebody who really loves us, cares for us, wants to be there for us. And it might just not be just one person. This could be a good friend. It could be a person that you have karmic patterns with for many, many lifetimes who's reached out to help. And, you know, I relate to you, I really do, because when I get sick in any way, I'm like the wolf that or the bear that wants to go in the cave and hibernate, and I don't come out, you know. And I think you're a lot like that, where if something's not working right, instead of blasting it to the world, you turn it inward. You hold on to it, and you know you're going to take care of it yourself.
I sure
And
do.
yeah, and this is a time when you really need, you know, there's the communication. Maybe you should use AI to tell your story to the AI.
Okay.
Do that. If you put your story into ChatGPT, and you don't have to be fancy with how you say it. You can say it a bunch of points if you want, but tell your story, and then say, okay, Chat, make this into a story for me that I can relate to and understand, and let's do some psychoanalyzing on it and tell me what this means for me. And what's interesting is that's an initial place for us people who don't like to share. It's a good place for you to break through your own resistance, and then lo and behold, you're going to be able to talk to your friends and your siblings with it, the people you're close to. And maybe eventually you'll be able to put that little book out there, you know, online somewhere or hand it to a friend who can really benefit from it because you've covered some of the same ground that they would need to cover. But don't think of somebody else when you're doing it. Think of it as you unloading the way you really need to unload because you haven't and you need to. You need to.
Okay.
And it's a place that the healing has to happen. And if you do it, again, I'm encouraging you to do it with AI first because it's incognito And it's
Right.
not judgment, okay? But when you're done doing it with AI and you finally come to some understandings and insights of your own, now you can really talk to, the husband, the friends, the relatives, and get it all off your chest and let them help in
Okay.
ways that you didn't even know they could help. And they've been just waiting there for you to let them in.
That sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're the second person today. Another one of our teachers of our system posted on Facebook today that after fighting stage 4 breast cancer now for about a year and a half, she's clear.
Wow.
Clear. So this is really big, folks. And there it is in Aries, the new beginnings, sign of new beginnings. Sun highlighting Sun, Saturn, and Neptune. Wow, this is huge. Okay, I love it.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Hmm. Thank you for sharing that. That's big.
Thank you for letting me.
You're very welcome. Okay, Lisa, who's our next person, please?
All righty, our third person tonight is going to be Sarah. Sarah, can you unmute?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Sarah. So
Hi,
nice to
Sandy.
see
So nice
you.
to meet you.
Likewise. Now let me pull first your Kabbalah Pathworking card before we get anywhere with it. Oh, this one was sticking to my fingers. Would you believe it's the same card that is on the PowerPoint? That's your card. And that's the card for Path 31. So when we're done with our session tonight, if you go to my website, click on the free tab, and you have to register to get into that free tab. And you'll go into the free tab and go down to read about Path 29, but mostly listen to it. It's a guided meditation. And it's crazy, but you're gonna feel a lot better about everything going on in your life and in the world, I think, after you have listened to it. That's powerful. It's a very powerful path.
Oh, I
Okay.
can't wait. I definitely will.
What sign are you?
I am a Virgo.
Okay. And here you are up here in mostly the 11th house in this chart, a little bit in the 12th. So you're doing a little bit of unconscious work here, subconscious stuff, but most of it is out there dealing with your friends, with groups. And that South Node in Virgo, I'm going to be picky at you. Okay. The South Node's falling right on your sun sign up there. And it's saying it's time to be discriminating. It really is. There's a whole lot of people on the other side of the chart in Pisces here that you've reached out, that you've helped, that you've been there for, that you've served. And now you're, dealing with the South Node energy that's saying, I think I did it to myself again. I think I painted myself in a corner to where I'm the donkey carrying the burden instead of the guy leading the expedition. What happened? Okay.
That's funny.
The story of your life, right? Okay, that's
For
very
sure.
typical. Virgos love, folks, little story, Virgos absolutely love to help and to heal and to be of service, and you guys make wonderful, great healers. And so are Pisces, okay, the other side of the chart, the sign opposing you. The thing is that if you're a Virgo, you tend to equate being of service with being loved. So the more someone needs you, the more you feel like they love you. And so you really want to keep doing things and doing things and doing things for people because it makes you feel loved and it makes you feel good. But eventually, if nothing comes back, it makes you feel very used and abused. Okay. And so there's a balance that you Virgo people have to have. And that balance is that, I think of it as money in the bank. You're going to help people and reach out to help people because it makes you feel good. It's the right thing to do. But you also have to have some boundaries, some sense of, tit for tat. If you do something for somebody, you want to watch and see, are they going to do something to reciprocate to you, or maybe not to you, but to somebody else? Are they going to return that favor back to the universe? You get where I'm going with this, okay?
Yes.
And here's that South Node sitting on your sun right now, and it talks about you making a major change in your life direction. And what I was just talking about is somehow at the core of it. Okay. Now, whether you're making that change relative to friends, which is where the note is falling, or whether you're making it relative to where you're living or the profession that you're in, I'm not sure. Okay. But I know that normally when that node hits your sun sign, it's a time of tremendous internal transformation. Okay. Now, remember, Virgo, folks, is on that axis with the other mutable signs. Pisces, Gemini, and also Sagittarius. So guess what? That says that if you're one of those mutable signs, you are also going through this. Okay. So if it sounds like, could you be talking about me? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, what is your specific question?
Well, I guess, I mean, is there any way just to kind of allow the cards to say whatever this time around, or
Oh,
you
here we
want a
go. Nope,
specific?
that's the whole psychic reading. I can pick one card and tell you what that one card says. And the one card I picked is an inverted star. When the star is inverted, it talks about, mental and emotional problems. A lot of things having to do with feeling rejected, feeling like things that you were working towards or seeking haven't come to fruition. Worries about finances are big. You kind of been feeling this card upside down. It's interesting. I need to share this with you. Upside down, it's not a nice card. It makes you feel bad. Okay. But turn it around. See, these are things you're going to learn in my webinar on Saturday. Turn this card around. It's the best card in the deck. It says all good things are available. Love is available. What you want in life is available. Your finances, healing, and being totally secure is available. Your home being secure is available. Having the right job is available. But right now, you've got it like this. And most people think that when this card is upside down, they're really in the hole and life shits. Pardon my French. And they don't know how to get it to here. And you want to know how you get it to here? You change your perspective. Just that simple. It's a matter of perspective. Change the way you're looking at things. You got it?
You just answered perfectly. So that's what I needed to hear.
Yeah. It's a change in perspective. And I do respect your privacy. You are a Virgo. So, folks, if you're on the call, you now learned a little something about all the Virgo people in your life. The things that are most important to Virgo, you may never know about, but watch them, because through how they act and how they respond, you will know what's really important. Okay. Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Sandy.
You're very welcome. Now, Lisa, who's next? I have time, I think, for that one more.
Well, then our one more caller is going to be Jamie. Jamie, can you unmute?
Okay.
Hello, Jamie.
Jenny, I don't hear her. She might have stepped away. While we're waiting for her to try to unmute, for our last caller, if you want to go and check your Kabbalah transformation card on my website, the card was Path 19. Very powerful card. Go and check it out. Okay. I think I also had picked that first card too, so I picked two cards for you there. Check them both out. Okay. Lisa,
Jamie,
can
are
you?
you here? If not, I have to move on to somebody else.
Yeah, we can't wait. Sorry.
Well,
Should
then,
you?
our last caller tonight is going to be Julia. Julia, can you unmute?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Hey there,
Good
Julia.
evening.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm
Good
in
evening,
Oklahoma
Julia.
and I'm most grateful to be alive.
Very nice. Now, what sign
Uh,
did you say you were?
Cancer.
Cancer. Okay, you're speaking a little bit low, and my hearing is not doing as well as it should tonight. Okay, so most of your sun sign is up here in the ninth house. And wow, when you say you're most grateful to be alive, Jupiter is here. You know, it's interesting because Jupiter delivers big, sweeping changes and things in our lives. But sometimes I also see Jupiter when somebody has escaped death. Do you want to share?
Yeah, I escaped death. Last time I talked to you, I was very suicidal, and you told me I would know what to do, and the time came, and I'm talking to you, so I guess I did the right thing.
You
And
did the right thing.
yeah, and I'm moving forward, taking each day one day at a time, walking in faith and believing that the next step will appear as it needs to keep me going.
Yeah.
My question is, I know this chapter of my life is coming to an end, and it's time for me to move forward, and that is going to require me moving to another state. Does your guides or the cards or anything give you any clue on a state that would be a good state for me to move to?
You're going to laugh. I don't have a specific state, I don't think.
Okay.
Hang on. It needs to be near water. Okay. Rolling hills would be fine. It does not need mountains. Mountains in the background would be fine. Okay. But water is extremely important for you.
I was thinking about Oregon. That's funny you say that.
Yeah. And I
Y-
think Oregon would look a lot like that.
Yeah,
And I would
it's
tell you
very
that,
beautiful.
yeah, it needs to be a state that's got a lot of sun. Okay. Now I know parts of Oregon don't have sun. Okay. So you're
Yes,
gonna have to look for the
yes.
sunny spot. Um, and you know, it's interesting. I want to show you the cards that I had picked because I picked a lot of them in connection with each other. The Kabbalah Pathworking deck, the first, and I'm going to tell it to you, but I don't know if I want you to go listen to it yet. The first path I picked was path 19. Okay.
Hmm.
And path 19 is a card that really, it's where you've come out of, comes out of that hole and brings you into the light. Okay. When you're feeling strong and you're ready to face that, that's when you should listen to path 19. It's a powerful path. I also picked, after I didn't take that one, I also picked path 22. And this is a card that talks about weighing your heart. Okay. And
Hmm.
I think that's what you really need to be listening to because that's where you're at right now as you're in this healing part of your journey. Okay. So listen to that first, and then maybe a week or so later, go back and listen to the other one. Okay.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, what's interesting is this one obviously talks about a lot of legal stuff, you know,
Hmm.
and that could be fairness issues or actual legal, like law type legal things. Well, the next card I picked was the Justice card. So what it tells me is, and that's from the regular deck I read with, that's telling me justice is being served in your life right now. And here we have, it was inverted. And when it's inverted, it says it's over and it's done. Okay.
Amen.
Yeah. So apparently there was something that was very unfair that's resolved, is let go of, it's done. Okay. And then the card, when you just said, where should I go? The next
Hmm.
card I pulled is Temperance, which is another card that talks about legality, balance, and health. Okay. And it
Hmm.
tells me that when you make the move to where you're going, you're going to be much more healthy, both physically and emotionally. This is going to
Yes,
be,
ma'am.
yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it. I think it's going to be a good move for you.
When you showed me the temperance card, I instantly thought of nature, seeing that water and the trees. I thought that's where I need to go. I
Yeah,
need to
and
go
it
back
does.
to Mother Earth. I need to be
Yeah,
back and interact and just I'm kind of like the first caller. I'm starting to feel peace again,
yeah.
which you need to do to continue to move forward on your life path. But I know that I have more peace coming in my life. I
Oh,
just
you
have to
certainly
make
do.
this move.
Oh, for God's sake, here you are, you're a Cancer. Folks, Cancer is a mutal, pardon me, cardinal sign. So if you're a Cancer, a Capricorn, an Aries, or a Libra, any transit that affects Cancer is going to affect you. Now, we talked about Pluto having moved into the fixed signs earlier. Well, it just finished this past year. It finished going through 20 years. of affecting Cancer, Libra, Aries, and Capricorn. Folks, 20 years of, pardon me for being like this, but pure hell. Okay.
Mm.
It's a very hard transit. Oh, did I say that? Because now you fix signs, you know you're going to get it too. It's not solid hell. You know, they're just deeper valleys and deeper ups. It's both. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. The end result is complete and total personal transformation. I suspect, and you don't have to tell me, but I'm suspecting that the root of your desire to, commit suicide came as Pluto finally exited Capricorn. It went across that fourth house cusp. Everything that you had worked so hard to hold together finally fell apart.
Yep. Yep.
And guess what? You're
Absolutely.
only now understanding that you don't have to hold it together anymore. That's
And
the
then I was holding on
you
to
have the
an
freedom.
old me that needed to die and go away. I had to let her go. I had to say goodbye to the old person I was that I had to become to survive what I
Yeah,
went through for
for 20 years.
15 years, well,
Yeah,
it was primarily 15 16
yeah,
years, but no, it was literally 15 solid years. But yeah, it was understanding that it was okay to let go of that and just take the good lesson and the strength I learned from that, and knowing that I'm going to survive this because there's going to be somebody out there. Oh, hey, if she can do it, I
but
can
you're
do
not
it
just going to
because,
survive it.
yeah,
You're
she
going
did
to
it.
be
You can do
in the
it. That's
glory.
right. And we're all going to
You know,
just pay it forward one step at a time,
yeah. See, what
gracefully
you're going
moving
to
forward,
as
walking
as
in
time
faith.
as time
That's all
moves
you
on,
can do now. But
you're
yeah,
going
I think you're right. When it was leaving, it was like an internal, literally felt like an implosion of a planet. Everything had to dissolve within me. My beliefs,
to.
accepting I did the best I could with the knowledge and the wisdom I had at the time, circumstances I was, and not beating myself up for feeling like I shoulda, coulda, woulda, all those things. So, yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. It was a complete transformation. And I know I'm not where I need to be. I know I'm going to get there. I just need to take one step at a time and walk in faith. I
Yeah.
know it sounds repetitive, but that's what it's got to be.
Well, it's going to be healing. Give yourself time to heal. Let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
have to happen tomorrow or the next day. This is one of those things that the more distance you get away from that period in terms of time, the more things are going to come to you, and you're going to realize and you're going to understand, and you're going to be able to release. And each time you release something that's a negative, the positive that you suppressed at the same time is going to get released at the same time. And that's really what the transformation is all about. You get to re-embrace
Yeah.
who you were, 20 years ago, before that whole incident happened, before that whole
Mm-hmm.
experience happened. You get to go back to who you were, only with the older, wiser you who has infinite
Exactly.
deep understanding.
Yeah,
And
because it's also taught me to handle myself with grace and to
yeah,
give myself the grace I need to, like you said, to heal,
yeah,
to not put that expectation that I need to do this now. I need to hurry up. No, no. Rivers and streams flow for miles and miles and miles because they need to. I
yeah,
need to give myself the grace and, like you said, the time to heal.
yeah.
So thank you so much. I don't want to take up any more of your time. And yes, I
Thank you
will
for sharing
be
that with
joining
us. You know,
another webinar.
a lot of times sharing those personal things, it's very difficult, and I appreciate it, and I respect that you were able to do that. So thank you. And thank you for sharing that with everyone, because I think it was helpful for everybody who is listening here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have been great. I love you guys. Remember, if I receive your simple question anytime before 9 p.m. tomorrow evening, either via the email on this site or the email that is over here, Lisa, sainc@aol.com. That's on the left side of your screen. I will be glad to answer that question. Give me about 2 weeks to answer it. I get a lot of them. Okay. I love you dearly. You have a wonderful, happy Easter, happy holiday season here. And I'll be back next month and we'll do this again. Thank you. Good night.